So, I just got done watching The Walking Dead Season 11, Episode 4. I believe it's called Rendition. Right off the bat, I want to apologize that my computer's making a bunch of noise. Hopefully we'll get the recording. I've been kind of frustrated just because of my computer, and you hear the dogs barking. My computer's just been frustrating for no reason. So anyway, this episode was a big letdown for me, I'll say. It was a disappointment. I overall did not like it. Definitely, excuse me, definitely the weakest episode of the whole season for me so far. For just reasons that I have a whole video talking about Daryl and Leah, why I don't like them. So that was frustrating already. And then it was just frustrating little things in the episode, or well, maybe one or two major things in the episode that we'll get to that bugged me, and I didn't like. So it was a very dialogue-heavy episode, which you don't need that action all the time. Sometimes that dialogue is nice, but to set something like this up, a story arc where I was already, like I said, not liking the Daryl and Leah, I would have just preferred it to go somewhere like the Wolves, the W people back in like Season 6, I think, or the Hunters, the Cannibal people, Terminus, where it's just like boom at the start and done. Because with this kind of filler stuff, I mean, it kind of makes me wonder, why did they extend the season out? Because it's clearly they're running out of content from the comics because, comic characters have left, and they kind of just add the storyline in to fill the gap. And it's like, well, if you just made it a normal season run, like 16 episodes or maybe even less, as much as I like the show and I'm going to be sad when it ends, it's like, to go out on a stronger note, maybe you should have cut the fat some. I don't know why the season is extended. But anyway, so let's get into it. I got notes. We'll go over them. And I honestly didn't have as many as usual, just because, like I said, it was just very dialogue heavy. And but anyway, so I like whenever Daryl gets surrounded at the start, we start off where we did in the last episode and see where Daryl went from that point, because we didn't see him. And I like whenever Daryl gets surrounded by the Reapers. He's probably been surrounded so many times at this point where he's like, okay, I know the drill. So he, acts like he's freezing, but he pulls his knife out, throws it behind him long enough for them to just duck and for him to get away. I did like that, Thought that was pretty cool and smart of Daryl. Although I've said in the past, he's just way too accurate with that knife, but he messed everybody there this time. And damn, does Daryl love his dog. Damn, does he love that dog. Daryl, you always hear he never leaves anybody behind, all this, but he's going to the ends of the earth for this dog. Like, I have a dog. I would do the same thing for him, I guess. But you hear him several times in the episode. He's like, I just give me my dog and I'll go. Or he's, chasing that damn dog everywhere. He just needs to get a leash or something for it, man. But I thought it was so hilarious whenever, Leah, I think we've all known for a long time she was a Reaper. And whenever the dog sticks with Leah, and he's like, come on, dog, come on. It's kind of sad, but it's funny too, right? Because he lost the dog in the divorce, like how you lose a kid in the breakup. That was Daryl. The dog prefers the mom over the dad, right? It's hilarious. And then, oh God, Leah had so many lines where I hope, please don't redeem her. If you watch my video, I'll put a link in the description where I talk about Daryl's whole relationship crap. I won't get into it too much here. But how Leah was just so lazy to pair him with her after all this time of him not being in a relationship. But God, I hate her so much just because of that. But then also her dialogue doesn't help either. Like, she had a line in her very first episode, the COVID episode, where she was like, oh, you're just going to pick your dead brother over me looking for Rick? Like, okay, yeah, audience is going to hate you for that. And then in this, we get a line where she said, my family, they never stopped looking for me, talking about the military family, I guess, because apparently she knew them before she met Daryl, although we never hear about it, I don't think, which just makes it feel very written in, like they added her. They didn't know quite what they were going to do with her, but they're going to do something, and then they come up with this. Maybe, I don't know. There was a line in the after show where they have Angela Kang talking. I like Angela Kang. I'm not shit-talking her or anything compared to some of the other showrunners for sure. Glenn Mazzara, Scott Gimple towards the end. But she said, like, she said, and we didn't just, I like that she acknowledges it. She's like, we didn't just write this stuff with Leah in, we had thought about this all the way back in the COVID episodes. I'm like, bro, just the fact that you said that, no, you definitely did not. I don't think so anyway. So at least she acknowledged it, tried to cover her tracks, but I'm like, no, this shit is just, just kind of very loose. But anyway, so Leah's line about my family never stopped looking for him, like, oh my God, Daryl says it in the episode. At least he sticks to his grounds, right? Doesn't let the woman confuse him. But he's like, I can't. You left. I came looking for you. You were gone. It's not like you left me. To stop acting like I should have looked for you when you're the one who left. Even though Daryl kind of left the next day after they had the conversation where she was like, oh, stay, and then he left. But he was leaving every day, though. He was like leaving and coming back. So why did she just not assume he'd come back like always, which he did? It's not like it was goodbye for good. It was just like, I'm not sure if I'm ready to be like, serious, like married to you yet. You know what I mean? It's just, anyway. So she's annoying. How did she just knock him out after she put the cloth in the water? Because he like put walker guts on him because I guess he didn't want the walkers to get him. I don't know. He's never worried about that otherwise. I don't know why Daryl put the walker guts on him. But he did. And then Leah goes to clean him up with water. I'm pretty sure it was water. I don't think she had like a big thing of like chloroform, but maybe. Because she starts wiping on his skin and then she holds it over his face and he passes out from water. Pretty sure you would have like killed him from that. I don't think. How do you just strangle somebody enough to where they pass out and not die? Unless it was chloroform or something. Maybe. Maybe I'm being too hard on that. And then the waterboarding, I like that scene. It was pretty brutal, right? Getting waterboarded. I've had similar experiences. I think everybody has. It's very scary. And I like that. That was brutal. I put Daryl's back on easy street again, like being tortured with Negan. Again, a lot of this stuff in Walking Dead, unfortunately, at this point, it feels all so familiar. And I think that's why Kirkman ended the comic when he did around this time, because you start to repeat yourself, And Daryl being tortured and captive again is just like I said, with Negan again. And we get more repetitive stuff later on. It's like way too on the nose for me. And Daryl, I do like how he's smart, I've always wondered, do they make him a little bit too smart for like his background and all that? But I mean, maybe not. Being a redneck, there's smart people who come from bad places or whatever. But he's smart enough to like act and pretend to his cellmate, and pretend like he didn't know him, so they wouldn't get the answers that they were looking for. So I do like that, seeing Daryl, how smart he is and quick on his thinking. And then this is a little detail. I like the way the lights are flickering in the Pope's hideout, because just having the lights on, it'd be like, okay, you got power in the apocalypse, but it reminds you it is the apocalypse because they're kind of flickering. Just a little detail. And I do really like the actor who plays Pope. It was hard for me to understand him though because I was already listening to it on my phone, and my girlfriend had the TV playing and stuff. So it was pretty easy for me to understand everybody else, but he kind of has an accent, so it's hard to understand as well. But I do like that actor. Kind of feels like the male version of Alpha with the accent and the way he plays it. Not quite as good as Samantha Morris or whatever as Alpha, but he's good. I like him, his appearance and everything as well. And let's see, didn't tell us she was a soldier because I already talked about that where Angela Kang was talking about how it was just written in. It seems like Leah, I don't know if that guy was really like a brother to Leah or not. Whenever she sits down and talks about how he was, I thought she was just saying that to relate because she knows Daryl pretty well. And she knows about Rick and all that, so maybe she was just saying, oh, he was like a brother to me, so he can kind of relate and open up. Daryl just super pussy whipped, I think, to a degree in this because what did he say? Why he left her that day was because he got scared. We've had the line where Daryl says, I ain't afraid of nothing, and I believe it. Daryl's pretty much like that, but then to have him say he got scared, probably the first time Daryl's ever said this, of course Daryl gets scared. Everybody gets scared. It's just human. But to say he got scared because of Leah and the relationship with her, I'm like, Daryl, come on, bro. Come on. She ain't even all that, dude. Oh, my God. Please don't redeem her character. Please kill her. Please. It's pretty obvious that's the way that they would go. So I'm hoping they don't try to subvert expectations. And, no, she needs to die and he needs to be with Connie, or she just needs to die. I can't stand her. Because, okay, again, I got it in my notes where she tells him in this scene when they're talking. It's a very dialogue heavy episode. Like I said, some like 5-minute scenes of just talking. And she says, "You left me," but like I said, at least Daryl stick to his guns and is saying it like it was. And then Daryl sold out Maggie and Gabe, which I kind of was like, Daryl, what the fuck? I mean, it's not really like he did anything that would endanger their lives. He didn't give up their location or any of that. But they know kind of like Daryl that Maggie and Gabe are important in the community now. And so they'll probably single them out before anybody else. So I was like, yeah, Daryl, you're so pussy with, bro. Why would you say that? But it's because they've had that connection, whatever. And I do like whenever he also sells out Negan. I would have liked it more if he just sold out Negan because, of course, he doesn't give a shit about what happens to Negan, really. If he would have said, no, Negan's the leader, go after him, right? That would have been a better way to do that, I think. But I like how he describes Negan. He says he's the tall, skinny guy who never shuts up. Yeah, he's tall and skinny. In the comics, he's really thick and muscular, but no, he's tall and skinny, so that's how I describe him. But it's funny. I like whenever they have him be reborn in the fire room, and Daryl touches the pipes, and he's like, "Oh, they're hot," whatever. Just a nice little detail, you know, that they paid attention to that I noticed. And yeah, it seems like Pope's group or whatever, they're real big into religion. I don't think we've had a group like that I can think of off the top of my head. So at least they're unique in that way. But let's see. But okay, so then this is my last note pretty much. So I hated the scene where Pope is being smart, looking at the guy's back, and tell he ran away. Maybe, but he throws him into the fire. Everybody knew right whenever the scene started. I felt like it was the scene that we had back in like season 7, I think, where Negan throws the Dr. Carson into the fire. And I was like, I feel like this is going to be like that, but there's no way it's going to be like that, because no way they would do something so similar to something that's already done, right? They would have to know, but whenever they're writing, they're like, oh, no, wait, we've already done that. We can't do that. But no, they go ahead and do it. He throws the dude into the fire. Pretty much like what happened with season 7 with Negan. And I was like, oh, God, guys, what were we thinking with this one, So, yeah, all we see is Daryl in this episode. Daryl can absolutely carry an episode by himself. But, with the content that we got, it would have been nice to have some other stuff splashed in, especially knowing that this storyline is more than likely just going to end by the end of this season, and it won't even matter. None of it, I hope none of it matters. I mean, at least on the lead in for sure. We can keep another character from there, I guess, but it's just like, I know for a fact that more than likely this is just going to be over with. But the preview for next episode looks good. We can see more of the Commonwealth, and that's, like I said, the storyline I'm most excited for. But yeah, this episode was very meh, it was very meh. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I got to say about it. Yeah, I think I got it all. So let me know what you thought, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next review. Thank you for watching.